to describe each political party as a beer style, I think let's just do like the Conservatives, Lib Dems, and Labour, right?
Do you want to throw Green in?
Okay, yeah. Which would it?
They're vegetal.
Which would it be and why? And that's Jez's question.
Conservatives.
I know my answer because we brewed that beer before.
The toffee boy.
So we just get people up to speed.
I'm gonna crack a head thing.
We brewed a beer that came out
unlabeled.
Very. Would you say like it was very rich? It was like a dark brown.
Very rich.
It was like a dark brown.
It's very sugary.
Full bodied. And yeah, it had a lot.
It was like speckled hen on steroids.
Yeah, it was like speckled hen if you'd poured a shit ton of sugar in there. And so
you made it out of condensed milk.
Yeah.
Like
and so we've got the beer called City Boys, which is quite light. I will in a second. And so we had City Boys, and so we named that one Toffee Boys.
Toffee Boys,
because it tasted a lot like toffee as well. I'm going with that.
I'll be honest. That beer was drinkable. It's just there's a time and a place, and it's normally Conservative.
Can you tell me where the time and
conference.
The place is?
Yeah, Conservative Party conference. That's the time and the place.
Okay. If I was going mainstream, I'm gonna say this is weirdly based on just people I know that are more conservative.
Is it because of what they drink? That's what you're basing it on.
Yeah.
Rather than like a style.
Yeah. I'm not saying like a blueberry beer because they're conservative. I'm saying
of
the Tories I know drink Old Speckled Hen, and that was like the closest thing.
Yeah.
In style we'd brewed to that. Yeah.
But then what do Labour drinkers? Labour.
You tell me.
voters.
I don't know.
I
guess a lot of my friends are Labour drinkers. Labour drinkers?
Yeah, Labour drinkers.
A lot of my friends are Labour voters, and so they probably drink like I don't know, similar craft beer to me, I guess.
Are you saying you're coming out as a Labour voter?
I'm coming out as a Labour voter.
The wealthiest Tories I know.
Are you coming out as a Tory voter on this podcast? We need to get some views.
Well, actually, to be fair, I always voted Lib Dem until they kind of blew up, and then I've been Labour.
And what beer would you kind of say a Lib Dem beer is?
Lib Dem, like
a heifer with some orange.
Like probably something less significant. I mean, it could be because heifer's like it's probably not popular enough flavour now, yeah. So it could be something which is like on the fringes of the beer world, but worthwhile. You know, like
so it's like
you're exploring.
It's a good style.
Yeah, you're exploring beers, and it's like it's not quite made it to the mainstream.
You taste it, and that's really good, but no one really drinks it.
I like it, but nobody's voting for you.
Yeah. Despite how tasty it is, no one's really drinking it.
It could be like heifer, maybe a dunkel.
Yeah, okay, you are.
But maybe that's too dark. Yeah. But yeah, the greens are definitely like something that's overly vegetal, hazy. Someone's just left all the hop matter in there, and it's just a cloudy mess.
I feel like it would need like some ethos behind it as well. Like it would have to be very much recycled, maybe brewed with soda
brewed with old beer. You're taking a speckled hen, that the Tories have thrown out, and you've brewed a new, very very vegetal version of
your green party
hen.
Beer is New Speckled Hen.
New Speckled Hen, It's just a very very vegetal version of that.
Okay, so I think we've answered all of those. Here we go.
They weren't even real beers.
We're really changing tone here. From DJ Don, who was at our first launch event. He's asked, what's the worst place you've woken up after drinking?
The worst place? That's a pretty good question. Yeah. I don't know. Don't know what would considered the worst place.
I mean, I can think of a few that we've been together that have been quite bad places.
Maybe I don't remember. I don't know.
The truth is, you probably don't remember.
Yeah, because I've woken up like under cars and
under cars.
Oh, it just rolled under. You know
where?
Just on a driveway. It was fine. It was safe. It was safe.
It was raining. You decided to get some.
I don't know. You don't make decisions like based on what's happening. You're not thinking 5 moves ahead at that point.
How old were you?
Like 18.
Maybe. Okay, fair. I was going to say, do you remember that time we went on a night out in Plymouth when we were living in Cornwall?
Oh, the vents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the night on the vents.
To be fair, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because there was no train.
And it was winter. It was
That was
cold,
like,
and we missed the train, and so the train station got closed. And then it was, I don't know, it's probably like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we found some vents outside the train station that were like pumping out.
They were
heat.
warm, yeah.
Yeah. So we took in turns to lie on the vent.
Yeah.
And then, do you remember we got woken up? Well, the train station opened at what, like 6 a.m.
Yeah, it was early.
And then we saw our friend who was off to work.
Yeah, Bowman.
Yeah.
Bowman was there, like what you guys doing.
Yeah.
Hey, we're just vagrants.
Just waiting for a train.
We're literally just vagrants. We sleep on vents. Yeah, because like I think there was only maybe a couple of homeless people in Plymouth at the time, and we doubled the population that night.
Some of my friends have got some good stories. I know one of them woke up in a graveyard after a night out, and then the other one
were they pilfering graves?
No funny business.
No.
That's where they woke up.
Probably
on a bit of grass.
What are you doing in the graveyard at that time?
It was one of those graveyards where you walk through it to get home. And then,
yeah, I know the one. yeah, those graveyards. You happen to just meander through. Yeah.
Yes, there's often a footpath through a graveyard. Have you not noticed that?
No, I have. Actually, there was one, a pretty nice one in.
I know. I always think it's strange
Vale.
when people say, "Oh, it's a nice graveyard."
It's scenic.
Spooky.
Spooky.
Or take the dog for the walk down the graveyard.
To be fair, when you get like when the sun's like real, in the morning, and you get like the perfect light.
Yeah.
In a graveyard.
Golden hour.
The golden hour, and should have said golden hour. I should
being in
definitely have
film.
said golden hour, but for the audience, when there's perfect light in the morning.
Yeah.
So when you got that, and it's like a bit misty.
Yeah.
In a graveyard,
Yeah.
it's like actually that's pretty.
You like that?
Well, I used to because used to go back through the graveyard early morning. But yeah, no, it was.
I think that's really weird.
I always found it quite relaxing,
therapeutic.
Yeah, like it was.
You're around the dead souls.
They're at rest. I don't know if they've got unfinished business in this world or not.
No,
but that's on them.
And you're not a religious man, are you?
They're doing their own thing.
I wouldn't say you're overly spiritual either.
No,
so this is coming as a surprise for me.
Well, you started the whole walking through graveyards thing.
So let me move on.
I did it quite a bit, yeah.
There was another friend who woke up on, you've already mentioned Bradford and Avon, but he woke up on the Tourist Information Centre in Bradford and Avon after a night out. And he couldn't get down again. So he was like phoning around trying to get people to help him down. I don't know how he got up there. The next question we've got is, what's the inspiration behind your brand aesthetic?
The aesthetic.
Now, I think we should mention here that we wanted to bring someone else in on the podcast.
Yeah. Like for the aesthetic or the name, because everyone's always like,
we did have a lot of questions around kind of the name and things, but there were more questions around like how did you develop the look of the brand? Yeah. So I think there was someone else who we wanted to bring on the podcast, but there was some issue, right? Why didn't he come on?
He is doing life admin at the moment. He's got a lot of life admin to do.
So we have these graphic designers that we've worked with over the years, and
friends from uni.
They're good, they're good mates, and their company's called Juice Studio, based in London.
Look them up.
And they do.
You can spell it for people. You put it on screen.
They do. They basically do all of our branding and graphic design and packaging and all of that. And we were trying to get Johnny on the podcast from there because we knew we were going to get a ton of questions.
And anyone who's come to the opening event, has probably met,
unfortunately,
or at least heard Johnny from a distance.
He's quite the character.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a question for Johnny. I don't even feel like I can really answer that. But he's actually turned down the podcast to do life admin.
Yeah, he's too good. He's too good for us. Too good.
I also think he's got a date tonight.
Do you reckon?
Well, he was a bit.
Because that's the life admin. He's getting a haircut or something.
Maybe some new threads.
Getting some new lenses.
It's 5:00.
What does that mean?
It means he's preparing for this date tonight.
He's getting the date thing. Turn it right up. Get it in there. He only answers for you.
No, he dodges my calls and messages me.
Please is the Vodafone voicemail.
Okay, next question. We're going to have to be quick on this. Best food pairing for your 8th pint? From Ollie, pint. The friend who woke up on the...
it's a kebab, isn't it? That's like...
Is a kebab too heavy after 8 pints?
No.
I feel like 5 pints on a kebab's nice.
Well, you're after some walking around food.
What's walking around food? So Will had this thing at university where he would be a little bit unsure about what he'd actually want to eat.
I'd eat quite a bit.
Yeah, he'd eat a lot of food on a night out. And so what he would do is we'd decide where we were going to go to get some food. But before we got there, we'd inevitably go past places like kebab houses. And he'd be like, I'm just going to pop in and get some walking around food.
Well, sometimes...
to take you up to the point of ordering what you actually want to eat.
If there's only one place that you can go to, though, then you got to have some walking around food in there.
Mm. So what's the best drunken meal you've had, then?
World's Greatest Burger.
Plymouth.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right? It's hard to remember it because like a kebab always tastes good, right? They were good burgers, though. To be fair,
they were decent burgers. Hold
on a minute.
Hold up.
Hello, pal.
Hello, mate. I have a missed call from Ben and you.
Yeah, we're just doing the podcast in a minute.
Okay, cool. What do you mean? Do you need me to do something, or
you're live? You're live on air, Johnny.
Oh gosh, I don't know what to say.
We got. I think we got a question. We got a question for you.
So we took a load of questions, Johnny, from people on like Instagram and things.
I can just about hear Ben, but
do you want to tell him the question?
Do you want to?
Yeah, pass me over. Okay.
Let me give it.
So Johnny, the question is, what's the inspiration behind your brand aesthetic? Have you got 5 minutes? I know you're busy with life admin today.
So have I got to answer this?
First question. What's life admin? Can we get... Sorry.
Life admin's like going to the shops and like
just going to the shop.
Wash and shit like that.
Did you get your washing done? Do you get to the shops?
I'm at the shops currently.
Oh, sorry
Haircut?
to interrupt it. Haircut?
No, I had my haircut the other week, actually. Already looking fresh,
I thought you were looking pretty good the other day on the video call.
What's your chosen shop of choice out of interest?
The only shop of choice near me is Morrison's, a Mega Morrison's. So I just go to that one, it's the closest one.
So you're in Morrison's at the moment?
I am in Morrison's.
Okay, we'll keep it super quick.
Call you back when I get home.
No, we ain't got time for that. So what's the inspiration?
We should have just gone, Johnny, can you come on next week?
Can I come up next week?
Yeah, can you come like next Saturday?
Let me look at my calendar.
Life admin he's got to do.
Yeah. He's checking his calendar, ladies and gentlemen.
Whilst you're checking your calendar, Johnny.
I can come up next Saturday.
There you go.
Oh, perfect.
We got our first confirmed guest.
As long as I get some free booze.
Always.
There'll be loads.
Always.
It'll be pouring.
As much as you like, Johnny.
More than you like.
Would it just be the three of us getting smashed on our own?
Yes.
that is my perfect night out.
Perfect. Let's get that arranged. But also, just while you're on the phone, we were talking about the budget earlier, and just budget? The budget. So just so you know, with your shopping, Frosty Jack's 45p more tax, Taylor's Port £1.9 more tax, Canty Prosecco 87p.
More.
Oh,
less.
What was 87p?
Less, Johnny.
87p less for the Prosecco.
Oh, lovely. I mean, I don't drink any of it, but...
Finally, where's the worst place you've woken up after a night out?
Oh, God, that is a good question. Probably with a fire extinguisher under the door.
That's in your own room.
That was this one time at university. I don't know if you remember this, boys. But,
Cut that.
Cut this.
Suddenly I was awoken after a night out by a fire extinguisher under the door.
Was there smoke?
No smoke without fire.
White powder, I would call it, and not the good kind. I'd be great on this podcast, wouldn't I?
We'll save the rest of the story for next week, Johnny.
Yeah, John, we want to hear the story, and I don't know. We don't want to hear the story. We know the story.
We want to hear about the brand.
We want to hear more from Johnny on the cast. And I think there's like a few other stories, especially about the kombucha,